These are the Rick Owens in that vintage leather, but they're also known as the designer Vans. This is one of the most controversial sneakers to drop in a long time. This is a luxury designer remix of a $70 skate shoe, and people are calling them everything from the hardest Van lookalike ever to the biggest cash grab in sneaker history. Some say they're comfortable, others say they're unwearable, and resellers are already charging triple retail. So to see if they're actually worth the hype, I'm going to be wearing these non-stop, putting them through real everyday tests, showing different outfits you can wear them with, wearing it long distances while walking, and by the end of this video, we're going to figure out if the Rick Owen Vans are a masterpiece or a complete miss. So let's see if these are actually built different. This one here is the vintage leather, you guys, and before we go ahead and get into this video, I do want to go ahead and let you guys know, and I gotta be honest, these shoes were indeed sent to me, but I'm gonna go ahead and break them down to you guys and just talk to you guys about them. And I also do want to say that these shoes right here, I have a code for a certain website, and you guys can go ahead and purchase for 15% off, which is basically gonna cover your shipping. So with that said, if you do like designer sneakers, if you do like just all different type of sneakers, getting them at a lower budget price for quality, as you guys can see, definitely you got to tap in with this brand. And I'm gonna go ahead and put y'all down with the website and different like that, but just look at the looks, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys some B-roll shots as well, you know, as I always do. Nonetheless, here is the website. I probably will show you guys a better picture of it on the screen so you guys can go ahead and see it thoroughly. As it says on here, make sure it is the correct site link. Don't be deceived by other similar, you know, scam sites. They have the WhatsApp on here, they have the IG, and then they also do have the website, which will be linked in the description, which will make it very easy for you to purchase. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and get straight into the sneaker and talk about my first impressions. So first impressions on this sneaker, I love it overall, and is my favorite Rick Owens. And when I first came into talks of, you know, getting this sneaker, I just knew that this was one I was gonna get. And as you guys can see, it's very like, looks like a Vans. People call it the designer Vans, and I kind of see it. I love its overall shape. I like the overall just style of it. I feel like it goes with so many things because it is black and white. But you know, let's go ahead and just dive straight into this video. Nonetheless, first section I do want to talk about is kind of like, you know, a couple of my initial thoughts and, you know, like the story behind these right here. Now, I have always liked Rick Owens silhouettes, but let's be honest, the retail pricing isn't really realistic for most people to really spend. I believe it's like a rent payment for shoes. I'll probably pop up a couple things on the screen. So when I saw this in the vintage leather, I definitely had to go ahead and take them up on what they had, and I gotta say they definitely did deliver. The quality of materials, it feels very nice. The box nonetheless is something that I didn't expect. It comes with a lot of like Rick Owen type of things. You get some extra laces, as you guys can see right here. You get you like a little Rick Owens envelope, which I thought was pretty dope. We also do have a couple of little labels from Rick Owens, as you guys can see, and then we have something here which I actually didn't even read in depth, but we're gonna go ahead and do that live on the review. I think it's just a little bit of just Rick Owen things that come with a pair of Rick Owens. The shoes did come in a nice little plastic bag that I thought was super cool, kind of adds to the overall experience. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the best shoes, I think the best shoe I've ever unboxed, as it came with so many different things. You know, you have the Rick Owens box, of course, and then it came with a Rick Owens bag, which I thought was pretty dope. I hope I'm not really blocking the whole screen. That is a couple of things I did want to kind of go through and talk about, kind of more, you know, onto like my initial thoughts and things like that. The weight is very good quality. Like you can tell, like it's not obviously not a heavy sneaker, but it has a good weight to it, shown that it is crafted well, great build quality and things of that nature. I also want to say it smells definitely like leather. You can definitely tell it is authentic and a good pair. And as you guys kind of look around, you're gonna see through the B-roll shots, it is very flawless. So I also do want to kind of talk about my first touch reaction, and for all those that aren't tapped in with my Instagram, you guys definitely have to go tap in, because my Instagram always sees everything first. And I went ahead and gave them a little sneak peek and things like that. People liked it. I hope I can find that little poll where people were kind of voting on whether they liked it or not, but definitely people on Instagram definitely were messing with it. So leather did surprise me. It's not plasticky, it's not soft, and it definitely is going to crease naturally. But the real test, of course, is going to be, you know, how this shoe is on foot. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of on foot looks in a bit, if I haven't already showed you guys them, as well as on my Ray-Ban glasses, kind of give you guys extra looks, you know, from even the POV of my eyes. Let's go to the second section, you guys. Second second section I do want to talk about is going to be like the full reveal and design breakdown, so you guys get a full landscape of, you know, how this sneaker looks, you know, where you're going to be getting yourself into if you do decide to get you a pair of Rick Owens, or if you decide to just get you another pair from the site, which we are going to break down a little later in the video. In here, of course, you do have that vintage black leather upper. You got minimal branding, has that nice Rick Owens aesthetic and style proportion. You got the Vans inspired sole and shape, and this is the type of shoe you can wear with cargos, flares, denim, even tailored plants, and it definitely fits that high fashion street lane. So, you know, with that said, if you do like this sneaker, if you want me to give you guys a couple of ways to style, I feel like I have some great pieces in the closet I can go ahead and throw it together with. Comment down below if we can definitely make that happen. But now this is going to be where I kind of want to give you guys the quick shout out of the site, so you guys kind of get to know it a little better. I show you guys the full process of how it goes, you know, just kind of break it down a little further, so it makes it easy for you to go ahead and go through with the process if you do decide to. This is going to be the on foot section really quick before I break down the website. This is how it looks on foot, and this is where the shoe really wins, and the profile is slim but it's not tight. The sole doesn't feel cheap, and it actually looks better moving than still, with that being said. So let me know how you guys are feeling about this sneaker. Give it a solid 1 out of 10 in the comment section down below. Let me see how you guys are feeling. Comfort, I give it a solid comfort rating. It does feel really good. It feels really good. Obviously I've tried 100+ sneakers. I've tried some of the most comfortable like running shoes and things of that nature, so I'd give it a solid 6.5. And to be honest, if you haven't tried a lot of comfortable sneakers, that might be higher on your radar, just so you know and kind of get a better idea. But sizing advice, I got this in a size 44. You got to go by European size. I am a size 10.5 for a food for thought, and this fits perfectly exactly how I did want it to fit. I know that's kind of a little bit concerning for those, so I definitely recommend go online, check out your US size or wherever you're from, kind of compare it to the European size, and you should definitely be right that way. That's how I went about it, and I had no problems. And yeah, a couple things I do want to kind of break down on top of my head though. This shoe came really quickly. It came within, I think less than it said it was going to take. I think it took less than 5 days, maybe even 3. So I definitely had to get you guys with the review ASAP, because I just got this sneaker 2 days ago. But heel support is great, and right now we're going to break down how you can go ahead and get these and maybe some other options. We'll give you guys the whole array, full catalog, and also do my due diligence. And if you guys want a couple of straight direct links to a certain shoe, I can go ahead and do my research, see if I can find some. But to be honest, once you do the website, it's really easy to go through and purchase. So nonetheless, let's go ahead and break down this website. Let me go ahead and screen record my screen so we can all go ahead and go through this together. So now that we have the screen right here, we can see the whole website. This is the website, and I'm gonna show you guys. It says copshoe.ru. Make sure that you have that on your website browser wherever you're searching, because that is very important. You definitely do not want to get scammed by people trying to make them seem like they are these people. But we have a full array of options on the top. As you guys can see, we got new arrivals, Air Jordan, Nike, Yeezy, and the list just keeps going on and on. But if you buy more than $300 worth, you get $30 off, $60 or $600, you get $65 off, and so on. As you can read, I do have a code Aaron, AARON, which you get 15% off, which gets you basically, it basically takes the shipping off for you. But we're gonna go ahead and break that down in the checkout process. But nonetheless, they have a lot of reviews. So if you kind of want more on the other sneakers that they do provide, they do have a lot of reviews out. So you can go ahead and check out the little reviews catalog right here. We got 11s, Jordan 4s, Jordan 5s, and then the list just keeps going. But here we do have a couple of new arrivals. We got the Balenciaga Tracks. This is a sneaker that is, you know, trendy. A lot of people are liking it. You got it for $245, and let's go ahead and just compare that to a regular pair of Balenciaga Tracks, just so you guys get a good idea if you guys don't already know. So Balenciaga Tracks, they go for a rack, you guys. So over here, you're gonna be getting it for maybe even a fourth the price. I think even cheaper than that. So that's definitely going to be a steal. They also give you guys some pictures to show you guys how it's gonna come. And yes, it does actually come how they say on the site. Shipping time, I think they're kind of being a little, not generous, but they kind of make it seem on the latter end just in case it takes long. But for me, it definitely was quick. They have customer reviews, and they kind of give you guys a better idea of, you know, how the customers feel, and just overall just show you the customer satisfaction in general. So as we can see, they have all these records of, you know, just different sneakers and them being satisfied, and that is pretty much, you know, the reviews. Now kind of going back onto the website, we'll kind of go back and see some other sneakers they got, so you guys have a little food for thought when shopping. But we have a Travs right here. We have a couple pair of Travs. We got the Jordan 4s, Pine Greens, Retros. We got the Mason Mahards. Those are another one that are on my radar too as well. That has got to be a must cop for me, so I just might have to cop those. They also do have the Off-White 4s. Definitely a steal. I know those are going for a bag, so you're definitely going to be saving quite a bit of money. And they also do have bags. They have clothes. They have just different things. So let's go ahead and just go through the clothes real quick and let's see what they're talking about. So they got a couple of puffers here. You got some Monclers, and you just got a bunch of options. You got Balenciaga going for 85, but we all know Balenciaga shirts are probably 500 a piece. We got bags. If you are interested in bags, as you guys can see, Louis bags. And then last but not least, I'll show you guys the accessories if you guys are interested, just so you guys can see. We got hats, glasses, and things of that nature, and bracelets. But nonetheless, we're gonna go on a pair that I already have. We're gonna go to the Rick Owens, and I'm gonna show you guys you know, how the checkout really works with this website. So we're gonna search up Rick Owens right here. Rick Owens. So they have a pair right here. I believe this is the canvas version. So we're gonna see if we can find mine right quick. These are the shoes. They go for about $190. As you guys can see, they give you pictures and things of that nature. But nonetheless, pick your size. If it was me, I would go with the size 44. I would add to cart. And then with that said, I actually already have two. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and edit that, and we'll do a quantity of 1, update cart. And as you guys can see, the site is real seamless. There is nothing like wrong with it. It is definitely like a good, well-built site. So as we go to continue shopping, we can add the code. My code is right here. It is simply Aaron. It's not 2 capital A's. It is 1 capital A, A-R-O-N. And then if you apply it, as you guys can see, the discount on the right, you get a $15 off, and the shipping is 20. So that's basically, shipping is basically covered. So you can go ahead and proceed to shop. From here, you add your billing address, and you can go ahead and pay them through here. Zelle is the best way, but they do have other ways of payments. So nonetheless, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little of my information so you can go ahead and go to the next step and just show you guys how it really goes. So once I did go ahead and put in all my info for you guys to go ahead and, you know, just make this checkout process work. As you guys can see, you get an email, which kind of makes it easy for you to contact them. And I will show you guys me contacting them back and forth. And I will say they are really quick with the response times. I don't know what time zone they're in, but I know at any time that I text them, they are on it really quick. So as you guys can see, I definitely recommend checking in with the WhatsApp, but I haven't really had any problems with the Instagram as well. As far as the email, I haven't really tried, but I'm sure if they're good on those two other ends, I'm sure they're good with the email. But nonetheless, I did want to check for you guys as far as Zelle too. And this is the page I get led to when you pick the Zelle. So it's pretty much the same thing. Just contact them through their WhatsApp/iMessage number, which is going to be right here on the screen. But I feel like that's gonna be, nonetheless, I feel like that is what I really wanted to talk about with you guys. You know, as far as these sneakers go, I feel like this is definitely a very good website if you want to save you some bread on a pair of sneakers. But nonetheless, if you do want to check these out, I have the website. It's going to be linked down below in the description, and they also have some WhatsApp support things, so you can go ahead and check through there if you have a couple of issues. Make sure to go ahead and use the coupon code so you guys can save as much money as possible, and again, it's going to go ahead and save you some money on the shipping. But nonetheless, I also recommend you check out their Instagram. I'll put their Instagram on the screen too, give you guys a little look of what they post on there. They also do keep people updated with, you know, the sneakers they have, the new arrivals and such. But nonetheless, you guys, this is one of those shoes that I feel like it's like, if you know, you know, but it's definitely one of those that is just fire regardless. So nonetheless, leave a like on this video if you did like it. Make sure to go ahead and comment down below any questions, comments, concerns in that comment section. Hit the subscribe and notification bell so you do not miss out on more content like this, but I also post more everything in terms of sneakers, in terms of sneaker reviews like the Nike Duck Lunar New Year and just all these different sneakers. I do reaction videos, top 10 lists, things like that. So subscribe if you want to stay tapped in. You know, check out my Instagram because that is where I post a lot of content too, and early release info and things like that, and just sneak peeks before before they hit YouTube. And you know, nonetheless, I do recommend, if you did like this sneaker review, I have some other sneaker reviews too that have dropped in this year already, 2026, but also 2025, as I have 100+ sneaker reviews. So you can check them out right here, and I'm sure you're gonna walk out with the pair you're gonna like. I'll see you guys there.